Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane. The one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland, off into a glorious 1v1 on Amilly Fields in the north. It is world safest PanzerHQ. Again, we're just referring to him as PanzerHQ here, fighting for the German army, Deutschland. Here with the 16th Panzergrenadier under assault here from Prabuty and the Red Army, launching a force assault here with a significant force with the Red Army's 3rd Guards Mechanized Corps here with Guard motor T-35s, heavy mortars, Guards Rifle Infantry, vehicle crew repair training and marked vehicle. A popular and potent commander versus Osthuben, mobile defense and mechanized here with Grenadiers 74-2 there for PanzerHQ. Machine heading eastwards here, Pioneers moving westwards here, Samax on the car point preparing for that possible socialist assault on the car point. Meanwhile, Prabuty there spreading out for the glory of the Red Army. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my Patreon supporters. Without them and their support, the Propagandacast would not be possible. So big thanks to all those. Other people can join the ranks by clicking on Patreon, or they can donate via PayPal. Links are in the description. Finally, commenting, liking, sharing, and subscribing. Of course, also up the Propagandacast by spreading the word by YouTube algorithm. So do chat away there in the comments. Talk about what you liked or maybe didn't like, or what have done better. So, Samax in the west here, 2nd Grenadier Squad there for PanzerHQ. Conscripts are out here for Prabuty in the east. We got engineers there busy with the eastern fuel point in the east. Machine gun and grenadiers are advancing steadily for the German Reich here. 5th Panzer Grenadier Company here of the 16th Panzer Grenadier Division advances steadily. 2 conscripts, 2 engineers stand at build order here with a 3rd conscript squad, and then relying on guardsmen and a heavy mortar sort of to do the further fighting there. In the west, he's going for deep flank in the pioneer position there. In the east is where things are heating up. Here's the grenadiers and the infantry catches Prabuty's engineer squad here by the eastern fuel point there. Suppressed already. They will have to fall back there. In the center, we got Prabuty's infantry busy there. Maybe some sandbags soon. In the west here, pioneers will be holding out for as long as possible. But that's not going to be very long as Prabuty pours more troops onto this fire of frontline fighting. In the center there, we got Grenadiers with the conscripts here. Heavy cover versus light cover. Not going to be a win here for the Grenadiers unless immediate support is forthcoming here from an MG42 team or more Grenadiers. 3rd Grenadiers go on the way there for Prabuty. Conscripts suppressed, allowing the Grenadiers to close in. And the West Pioneers are finally shoved off the point here as Prabuty refuses to take niet for an answer. In the center, conscripts push back here. More conscripts are arriving. The MG42 moving in here. 3rd Grenadier Squad there, almost done. There we go, out on the fields. Conscripts there is the MG42 and the Grenadiers here. With that cover, it will only be a matter of time before there's a press in the face of the Wehrmacht's MG42. 3rd Grenadier Squad may swing around to deal with the conscripts here. We'll have to see. Tech on the way there for PanzerHQ. Points to the southeast secured. Munitions point here so far left a bit behind there in the dust of the so far stated rounds here from PanzerHQ. In the south, engineers catching the Grenadiers here with their Mosin Nagant bolt action rifles. The Grenadiers are falling a bit back here. And down here in Prabuty's base, medics have been upgraded there. And we got a full force here on the move here. 2 conscript squads, a total of 12 men ready to face the fascists. Grenadiers retreating right past the conscripts. Calf point there in severe danger being cut off. But so far, no response to this by PanzerHQ. Although looks like he might be bringing some forces to deal with that. Or maybe not. Perhaps he's just going to figure, it's a problem that's going to go away on its own, which is typically not how you deal with the Red Army. Conscripts moving eastwards here for Prabuty. Grenadiers are getting a kill on the engineers, MG40 forcing here Prabuty to retreat. So far, the map control remains very much in the favour here of Prabuty. He's hitting car points, but also just getting so much territory. PanzerHQ in comparison is not quite getting any serious engagement. We've got a bunker up there. Like to Mechanized company could be built now. Although it will take some time to get an armoured car here versus Prabuty. I imagine it is an armoured car here that PanzerHQ is thinking he wants because, well, it would help him control the field here against Prabuty a fair amount better than he currently is able to. More Grenadiers arriving here. Like to Mechanized company. Plus medics there on the way here for PanzerHQ. A lot of things happening there within the confines of his base, even as the front line is steadily crumbling. Pioneer there, done with the light to Mechanized company. Southern fuel point there being seized, moving on to the fuel point there. Note, he went for the car point first, basically just to disrupt the fuel supply, except there's a slightly tenuous sort of bit here between this point and these points here, so it doesn't quite know as work as well as PanzerHQ would like it to until he can sort of hit this point again here. Little fun note. Then who's going to be reinforcing here? Armoured car is within range soon. Mind their sandbags. Thumbs up to Prabuty. Kills Friedrich and Otto as they find their legs blown clean off. In the case of Otto, not so cleanly. No commander yet though for PanzerHQ. They got the tech there for Prabuty. Likely going to rush out the T-70 light tank here to challenge PanzerHQ and the German army. MG42 position here as Prabuty's counterattack there swings the engineers into a threatening angle here, pulling back towards the Grenadiers here. Car upon there being seized with the Pioneers. Grenadiers are good to go as well. Their armoured car kind of around the corner, but it's kind of a bit corner there. Kind of a bit corner. At this rate, in fact, the Prabuty's going to get out of T-70 before PanzerHQ can get an armoured car, which is typically not a great situation to be in if you're playing as the Germans. Or worse, your opponent rush out the anti-aircraft traffic, in which case you're really in for a rough ride. So yeah, this is going to be a tough one there for PanzerHQ. The early field control didn't really do him any favours in this regard. He could arguably have been set to spread out too thinly here, but also Prabuty did some really good harassment, which is what you want to do as the Soviets versus the Wehrmacht. You want to harass them. You're not necessarily looking to win every engagement head on. You're looking to mess with the German economy, slow it down, and then hit them with your light vehicles and whatnot. So I would say so far, well played by Prabuty, playing to the strengths of the Soviet army, I think fairly well here, versus PanzerHQ, who's so far not quite been able to leverage the strengths of the Wehrmacht against Prabuty in return. Can go for the armoured car now, does do so. Plenty of manpower to spare. A Panzer Grenadier squad could be a nice addition here. That said, Pack 40 will also be a good addition here versus the incoming half-track. It is also worth noting he's got 3 pack bullets here, though they're all for increased penetration, and surprisingly enough, not the more typical production bulletin for the pack there. So that's an interesting bit there from PanzerHQ. Heavy mortar out here for Prabuty, probably to help deal with the Pack 40, but also the MG42. After their rushing forwards. Pioneers there busy with the sandbags and the nation's bomb, but so far PanzerHQ is just having a rough time of it as the 3rd Guards Mechanized Corps keeps unleashing successive waves of assaults here against PanzerHQ and messes with the supply lines. Mine goes off in the center. Jürgen and Helmut there, suddenly blown to chunks. Not very nice chunks either. And there we go, armoured car catches the half-track here. Also catch from an angle where the gun can't immediately turn and giving the armoured car more chances of sort of getting into some of the crucial hits that need to get the sort of destruction there of the half-track in there. Almost got it. In fact, this is pretty good for PanzerHQ. If he can finish off here, that's really good. You can see that the half-track is able to do a lot of damage to the armoured car. Almost took it out there. Really close call there for PanzerHQ and for Prabuty. Really close calls there. Second armoured car for PanzerHQ. I would say under the current circumstances makes sense, but also crucially, Amilly Fields is a fairly, large and open map, meaning it's actually really well suited for going for a lot of armoured cars in particular. So yeah, still double armoured cars can be quite effective, can quickly take out the half, but also then pressure Prabuty's infantry quite aggressively as well. So double armoured cars can be effective, it can be powerful as well. Oh, he cancels it for the Pack 40 again. Looks like PanzerHQ is suffering from a significant case of indecision. And there go more mines. He definitely is going to need minesweepers because these mines are having an absolute impact here on PanzerHQ's frontline force. In this regard, of course, thumbs up to Prabuty, laying down a lot of mines. Very good stuff there. Unless you're the one running into them, in which case you probably have a slightly different choice of words. 4th Grenadier squad for PanzerHQ. He wants more infantry. He does want to get more aggressive, though. Personally, I'd probably recommend a Panzer Grenadier squad. I mean, I typically always do, but I always like to emphasize that. So, Grenadiers with the conscripts here. No commander yet for PanzerHQ. Could he be planning, to keep things open here in case, he needs to call in the Puma? He just, quickly pop the button, then call in the Puma, perhaps? I mean, that is not an impossible thing here, but also, I'm guessing it's going to be mechanized here from him, since typically, when a match goes to this point, it's typically a lot of the time mechanized. When he's got that commander there, nothing else would say a really big tank. It could be mobile defense since that also has a command tank plus Panzer Tactician. So the question is in this case, does he value Panzer Tactician or does he value vehicle critical repair maybe higher? We'll have to see. Mine hit off here, or mortar hit there actually. Either way, machine gun suffers the loss of Dietrich. This one then gears busy mines, and these two we got the armoured car there holding up the flank. But it is a flank, I think they will not be able to sustain much pressure here. As we got Prabuty's half-track again at it. There we go, armoured car heavily damaged in a matter of seconds after encountering the meat grinder there. In the center, the engineers ground the point here. In the west, Grenadiers going there for the conscripts, light machine guns and bolt action rifles. Ready to tackle here Prabuty's Marxist menacing infantry. And there you go. Front of extent packing in the center. Grenadiers moving up. We've got the half here quickly establishing a blocking position, making it hard here for PanzerHQ's infantry to make that decisive blow against Prabuty and his heavy mortar. Now we do have the Pack 40 ready here, but without the armoured car nearby to then finish off the half track, it's not going to, I think, do much more except buy him, like, you know, maybe like a minute or half a minute without the half track, which can still be quite good if PanzerHQ is able to make use of that time. And so far, Prabuty, of course, will do everything he can to ensure PanzerHQ does not. More mines. Thumbs up to Prabuty. Still no commander. Again, I'm getting the sensation again he is trying to keep that option just in case, like, he misses the timing or, you know, misread his opponent. He can then quickly respond with a Puma. At least that's my theory at this point. We'll, of course, have to see here. But still, PanzerHQ has managed to push back Prabuty despite some fairly intense engagement. You know, Prabuty getting on resources. At this rate, I'd say and also expect Prabuty to soon begin pushing for that Mechanized and Guard in part to upgrade his conscripts to the 7-man status, but also, of course, to begin preparing for T-34's. PanzerHQ here going for a mortar himself. Not a bad choice. Not a bad choice. Of course, some players were not considering the face of the heavy mortar. Well, he apparently decided against it anyways. Techs up instead. Not a bad choice either, but, like, you know, even like the opponent has a heavy mortar out, having a mortar of your own can still be pretty handy. Even though you're not going to be using it to counter the heavy mortar, it can still put pressure here and there, and, you know, stuff like that. But either way, though, just taking up here, I think, is also at this stage a very, very good idea here for PanzerHQ. At least that making sure, so, like, he has it ready, so he can just, you know, build it and then get out the tanks as soon as possible here. Meanwhile, Prabuty is also starting to take up here. Mechanized and Guard up his base, and fuel-wise, he's already got enough fuel for the T-34 from 6. Of course, the issue, of course, being he's got no manpower, or at least insufficient manpower. Half-tech rushing in here, aggressively catching the Pioneers out in the open with its 450 cal machine guns, and routing them. Once it got was the armored car. Several well placed hit in the armored car, forcing it back. Hey Morton, they almost lands it as well. Bit of manpower float here for PanzerHQ, and of course, crucially, still no commander. Keine Kommandant. Does beg the question, what exactly is PanzerHQ still thinking? I mean, is he still keeping it up as a reserve? Maybe he never did it. I mean, there's certainly quite a few possibilities here in terms of interpretations as to what PanzerHQ is doing. East side here, contra them sneaking about. Could lay down some flare mines around here on the edges, obviously not in the middle of the road, since that's likely going to be set off by a tank. More mines here, that or mortar bombs all the way. PanzerHQ's infantry continues to pay a higher price to gain any ground. And we got Prabuty with more mines. Again, note the way he's weaving in. They're looking for gaps in mining. Just sneakily, quickly deploying mines there. Thumbs up to Prabuty. I'm sure, again, at this point, PanzerHQ might be wanting to send another digit on his hand. And I'm not talking the thumb. Contact ground the point here in the west there. He's got the western fuel point. T-34 some 6 million for Prabuty, bringing in those medium tanks to clash with the Germans. There you go. German minesweepers finally get to sweep some mines. After the Grenadiers in the east, pushing them back there with some well-placed 50 caliber rounds here. He's being hammered here. In the center there, we got the conscripts busy. And we got that T-34 some 6, 2/3 of the way done here. And that will certainly be a challenge here for PanzerHQ, though he could soon begin building the Supremo Corps and actually get out of Stroog fairly fast, and I think, which would definitely help him tackle Prabuty's, you know, T-34 some 6s. Then this was the country in the center. MG4 up here, ready to stall, or at least maybe defeat a certain advance here. There you go. Yuri drops that there. Could upgrade more guns for light machine guns. Slowly approaching the 20-minute mark, and PanzerHQ continues to operate without the commander. Armored Covers the Grenadiers, half-tech wing force as well there. Pioneer suppressed. Multi out in the open. Guards continue to pursue forward. See machine gun getting flanked here. by Prabuty's guards when they hay mortify land directly on the MU-42, causing quite a bit of harm, but no kills. That's... oh, there you go. Guards have got the kill at least. After their tanks, there's a good chance of wipe here, actually. Like, very low and healthy. Loads of units with a high degree of automatics here, so... good chance here that PanzerHQ does lose the Grenadier, but no luck smiles on him for once, and he needs to push back here. T-34 and 6 charging out here, ready to breach the German lines and break open a path to Berlin. You're the way, comrades. This is the way to Budapest. Oh, brilliant! I thought this was the way to Berlin. Common mistake, comrade. Common mistake. So Pommerkopf then plus another Pak 40 here for PanzerHQ. Another Panzerabwehrkanone 40. Counter the Pak 40 here, other one moving forwards. Fun fact about German anti-tank gun crews, it was not uncommon apparently for them to actually like paint small silhouettes of Soviet tanks on the inside with the weak spots marked out in red, so that way they could just always like spot them and knock them out that way. Little fun note there. Needs to be got gunners for the countries here, more moving forwards here as PanzerHQ gets his infantry ready to once more clash with the Socialists. No upgrade yet for the fourth one there, but good. Continued harassment of Prabuty against PanzerHQ. Another T-34 from 60s so far, not feeling the pressure to go for T-35s, and obviously in terms of just raw firepower, the T-34 from 6 just delivers a lot of it versus infantry and like medium armor. So in this regard, Prabuty's just going for that very, very basic math, which is lots of T-34s from 6s equal good. Hey, Mortal about to wipe W. He does get the wipe here. A small win there, half getting hammered the armored car. But the armored car is about to face off against the T-34 from 6. Pak 40 at the ready. Panther 4 almost done it for PanzerHQ. Still no commander. But yeah, at this point, he's not going to go for a Puma then. He's not going to go for it either. So, starting to look very much like Mechanized. They could pull a surprise Ostrom, I guess, for the officer and maybe some supply drops. We'll have to see, of course, what PanzerHQ is planning, but so far, it is definitely a bit tough to get a read on that one. T-34 from 6 looking up here, Pak 40 destroying the hay mortar. Figuring he probably can't get his hands on it, he decides to deny it to the Soviets entirely. But there you go. T-34 from 6, of course, sees this and exploits this thing because that means it's firing there, meaning the flank is exposed and the T-34 just close. But there you go. Panzer to rescue alongside the Panzerfaust here suddenly turns into a trap here for Prabuty's T-34 from 6, but it does give him time to get the hay mortar. But of course, the big question is, will that be worth the T-34 from 6? And I think in most cases you can probably agree to that being no. Of course, this is a great trade-off for Prabuty. He loses, PanzerHQ, he loses nothing. Instead, gets a T-34 from 6 knocked out. I mean, the most of the crew gets, like, wiped, but that's it. That's easily replaced compared to a T-34 from 6. But again, not that it's that difficult at this point for Prabuty to replace the lost T-34 from 6. I mean, that is important thinking about the Soviets, once they start rolling off those T-34s from 6s and they got, good map control, they can just churn out more, meaning the situation gets very quickly out of hand, possibly for the Germans. Garten getting Grenadiers here, more moving in, the MU-42 team reserve, Pioneer squad almost on here for PanzerHQ. Still no commander though, kind of commandant. Fresh Pioneer squad out there, very good, of course, getting more out to help repair his armor faster and vehicles, plus possibly lay down some mines, though so far he hasn't been great at sweeping mines, except that one. He certainly hasn't been great at laying down mines either. We got 237 to 417 so far. Prabuty has a significant lead in victory points here over PanzerHQ and the German army. Eastern Point makes it the Grenadiers. We've got more mines here, and so far the Grenadiers are unawares of it. And there you go. Almost 20 minutes of the game. We do get Mechanized here for PanzerHQ with a command tank, with a 250-1 half-track, with vehicle critical repair, spotting scopes, and the lighter filter bits at scene. And these T-34 catching the knees, and right into mine there. Panzerfaust off, he might cost him the Grenadiers here. Yeah, I think he realizes that was going to be a white excellent, or the white if he's unlucky, but it doesn't happen this time around. So what will PanzerHQ follow up with here? What will he do next? Panther 4, they open the conscripts. Shot whiffs, missing them entirely. Garten caught with info 2. PanzerHQ moving ahead his Panther 4 steadily backed up with Pioneers. Of course, both with minesweepers because, again, he really needs to keep an eye out for Prabuty's mines. Mines are just like what Prabuty just keeps loving to toss down. In East here, we got the armor carvers that come to their T-34 from 6 being repaired. field gun for Prabuty. Perhaps at this point he's now starting to consider investing into something slightly bigger, like the T-3045 here, to tackle PanzerHQ's Panzer Force and whatever else he might decide to get. Another field gun on the way there. Oh, the field gun's almost done, they're not another one. Pioneers in the west here about to enter the danger zone, or the danger zone specifically is coming to them, forcing them to retreat here. Pushing up the east side here. PanzerHQ making good advances. We got spotting scopes in the armored car, though nothing for the Panther 4, not even a pinler-mounted MG42. Back here, nothing further transpiring. He can soon go for the Stu 3G. T-34 from 6 rolling right here for Prabuty and the Red Army. But yeah, at this point I'm expecting T-3045s rather than more T-34s from 6s, though of course there's always room for surprises. East side here, T-34 striking the gunnies by the eastern fuel point here. PanzerHQ very wisely decides to get the gunnies out there before they get turned into mincemeat here by Prabuty's Stalinist war machine. In the center, can't caught with the M42 team there, closing on the ace, little mortifier there, obliterating there, poor Dieter's face and other parts of his anatomy. Armored car down the 5 from the T-34 from 6. Pack 40 gets a good hit on the T-34. Oh, they almost got the T-34. And Prabuty is not paying attention. Holy smokes, this is huge here for PanzerHQ. And he gets the T-34, leaving Prabuty now with no tanks. That's a painful mistake. That's a painful oversight there for Prabuty and a huge stuff for PanzerHQ. I mean, just getting what is effectively an easy free kill on the T-34 from 6 like that is going to be a massive advantage for him. Now, of course, the question is, what does PanzerHQ go from here? Stugs could be good here, but more Panther 4s maybe. And Prabuty, perhaps hadn't planned T-34s all the way, has scrapped it for now, just going for more T-34s from 6s. I mean, if he wasn't planning for it, then he should just gone for those T-34s from 6s sooner. Either way, though, this definitely tips the tank advantage over towards PanzerHQ, which he definitely needs here. In the west here, Guardsman's the Panther 4 here. Still no pin-up machine gun. I do find that a bit surprising. In east here, half was the gun is there. 11 kills here for the motherland. And Prabuty's Throntovic's steady advance here. Fearlessly so. T-34 from 6 there. Right around the corner here for Prabuty. Right from it there completely whiffs. Is he going for T4 here? Because, like, he'll be going for a Panther, he'll go for Dukes, he'll go for Oswin, but so far, they could even be going for command tanks, and certainly command tank wouldn't be a bad choice, but PanzerHQ just isn't going for anything. Sent with their half check on the T-34 from 6 here, though. I think he needs to be a bit more careful about packing down in the center, because at this point, PanzerHQ has 2 packs, which certainly could be an indicator. He is planning to store for T4 now, but creates kill zones effects for any armor, meaning moving around in the center fields here for Prabuty's tanks is going to be, I think, much more hazardous. Take out the half tanks and 2 pack shots will completely turn it into a fireball. Packs about a field about to get wiped out. He could actually destroy it. That'd be a significant blow there to Prabuty. The situation is turning around against the Red Army now significantly. PanzerHQ still not bringing like any additional armor. This commanding him with the double packs has me strongly now suspecting that he is in fact planning to go 44 here. Though of course what he then goes for it is another matter. There you go, pack lost here. PanzerHQ there might have gotten a bit overconfident. There we go. He might have had the plans, but now he's definitely going for a Panther 4 as well here. Kind of get the vibe here that both players were planning something else, and then you got forced by the other chaps, and they just have to go for more medium tanks. Cold headquarters! We need the biggest... oh, scheiße, Panzer 4s. It just blew up one of our packs. Pioneer chucking into the guards with the ace level of Panther 4 heavily damaged. Second Panther 4 halfway done here. And will Prabuty go for another T-34 from 6, or will he try to go for the T-35? We got 221 to 324 here. The battle surges back and forth between Prabuty and PanzerHQ. The second Panther 4 is right around the corner here for him, and the 16th Panzer Gunner to be shown. And again, there's this sort of indecision with both players. He does ultimately cancel the Panther 4 and goes for T4 instead. Not even the first time, like, he's sort of been dithering about there and then ends up taking up anyways. Can't even imagine what he might be like at a restaurant. Like, you know, halfway through, you know what, I'd like a steak anyways. We're making the soup for you, sir. Well, I'd like a steak. Like, halfway through that, actually, never mind, I want ice cream. This is no ice cream parlor, sir. Well, I want it anyways. After that, the ready. Chief almost done there for PanzerHQ. For now. Again, he could cancel it. Going for another Pack 40 again here. As for Prabuty, the manpower bleed continues to be a significant issue for him, in part because he's been so much more focused on the center, or rather again using to attempt to like outmaneuver his opponent here, which is great for PanzerHQ, of course, but does mean that Prabuty is now struggling to bring in more armor because the manpower's, you know, bleed is effectively suffocating on resources for that. Second Pack 40 almost under for PanzerHQ. Good shot there. Second Panzer Mechanized for PanzerHQ and the German army. Can build the heavy panzer column. There we go. PanzerHQ up here for Schwerpanzer quarters up for world's safest PanzerHQ. That name is confusing at times when you have so much to manage. But there you go. But there we go. Packs fight. Field gun fight. The Panther 4 pushing it back here. Of course, worth noting he has a 6-man anti-tank on crew. That will definitely be a challenge there for PanzerHQ in the west. Gun is pushed off the western fuel point east side. Could see some more action here. Conscripts pushing straight up the center, right into the armored car and the Panther 4 there. Both waiting to unleash hell on the advancing Soviet infantry. Still no pinned mounted MG42 there on PanzerHQ Panther 4 at this point. I wonder if he's got like some grudge against it. Defib from wing up, they almost got the Panther 4. Heavy Panzer Corps can soon shut out that Panther if that's what he's planning, or a Sturmpanzer. But he has the field more or less for both of them. It's just the manpower where PanzerHQ is finding himself, you know, a bit challenged. And there you go, Prabuty with another T-34-6. Another one. After that, taking it from the Pack 40. Could take it out here, finish it off, and no. Oh, it does get it. But it is abandoned. The crew bails and dies at the same time. And before the incendiary prison rounds really ripping up their Prabuty's conscripts. No mercy shown. No mercy shown whatsoever. Another T-34-6 almost down there for Prabuty. East of the Engineers advancing. PanzerHQ also suffering a bit of a manpower kerfluffle there, as different branches of his force here are striving to get the manpower here. East side engineers are caught laying down mines again here, but this time PanzerHQ is ready to shoot them before they get the mine down, because he's probably still not ready to sweep them away. Hey, more today with 6 kills, close to support with the Gunisi as PanzerHQ dives straight for the center, backed up, and then for 2 Panther 4s also move here. At this point, it is starting to possibly look like he's planning a path, because he could go for the Sturmpanzer now, but isn't so. Not impossible here that PanzerHQ has something Panzer 5 shaped here in mind versus Prabuty. Pack here caught with the Gunniers being shredded with the machine guns, and the T-34 from 6 is basically self-repaying, allowing the guns basically to do whatever they want here safely, except for that other T-34. And now PanzerHQ can go for the Panther, his Panther 4 reaching Betty turn, of course he goes for the Sturmpanzer. For now, again, we'll have to see, maybe he decides to do otherwise, anyways. Constantly caught with the MG42 there, hosing them down there with heavy volumes of good old German lead. Trying to get that machine there before it gets absolutely flattened here by Prabuty's artillery. Really close call there. And doesn't escape. Bits of slow there by Prabuty. Oh, PanzerHQ, I mean. Sturmpanzer there is almost done here. Looks like it being actually wrapped to the front line here for PanzerHQ. Just a few more moments. Will PanzerHQ actually stick to the decision, or will he change his mind at the last minute and go for the Panther? By Jove's mustache, he did it. Handful of them moving about. Then 19 kills of HE2 here. Got some advantage in the before 2 backed up the armored car. T-34 from 6 on the way here. Looks like he's going to finally start paying more attention to the flanks here against PanzerHQ again, rather than just focusing on the centre here. You'll of course have to see how PanzerHQ responds to that. Sturmpanzer there ready though, based off the Panzer IV chassis. It actually came about due to experiences in Stalingrad when the Germans realised they lacked something, you know, heavily armoured that could blow apart fortifications and whatnot. They managed to like put together like something similar to the Sturmpanzer IV based off the Panzer III chassis. It's a Stu 33IB. That's a little fun fact there, but that obviously looked a bit more clumsy compared to that one. Whatever the case, that would serve as the base of what then would later become the Sturmpanzer IV. So, fun fact. Another T-34s from 6 for Prabuty. Just more T-34s from 6s. No 85s for him. No, sir. Still, Prabuty, good map control again. The success on the left flank has once more forced PanzerHQ to fall back here. On the east side, we've got the T-34s running about here patrolling. Or perhaps just looking to kick up a lot of dust to make the Germans think there's more here than there actually is. Who knows? Prabuty soon ready with 3 T-34s. As for PanzerHQ, who knows what he's scheming next. Gunnies being ready for the push here. Engineers met out in the open at the front line there, being absolutely ripped apart here by PanzerHQ's Grenadiers. T-34s though unloading a torrent of death there on the advancing German infantry here. Sturmpanzer moving in. Grenade off. That's actually hail mortar bombs there. The delayed timers and kaboom. Didn't do too much there actually, fortunate for him, but that might soon change. Got a kill there with the heavy mortar bombs. Panzer diving in here. Destiny 2 and not close to Destiny 3 anytime soon, at least not at the current rate of experience gain here for PanzerHQ's Panzer. In the centre, once more, Prabuty converges, leaving his flanks exposed. So theoretically, PanzerHQ could try and flank around here and like do some heavy damage to that. Say he's just pushing forwards into a lot of guns. In this case, an in-depth defense actually ends up doing a lot of damage to Prabuty. One T-34 down. In fact, it's abandoned. The other T-34 from 6 could get knocked out as well here. Misses though, close call here. Sturmpanzer at the flank, and there you go. Consquad almost wiped out as 150 mm shell there lands right in the midst, and somehow 2 men survive that. Panzer flank here. Sturmpanzer knocked out. A great kill here for Prabuty's anti-tank gunners. Clearly PanzerHQ was not expecting that, and T-34 wreckage that has not been destroyed, yet at least. Destroying the pack. Got it. Pack's about to get wiped out though. And the amount of moments like Prabuty been able to like turn the match in sort of in his favour again. He lost some tanks because again, here's a much easier to replace than PanzerHQ's. Particularly the Sturmpanzer, which really didn't get to do a lot here anyway. So that just ended up being a massive waste of resources for PanzerHQ here. And certainly anything that is a massive waste of resource for you is a massive advantage a lot of the time for your opponent, because again that's resource then it's always not doing anything to them. Another Pioneer Squad, in fact he's lost both his Pioneer Squads, I just realised. That was a significant loss there for PanzerHQ. Never mind the map control issues. So what will PanzerHQ now do here versus Prabuty? What will his next step be here? How will he try and get himself out of this current mess? We'll keep watching and find out. Immortal about to get wiped out again. Can PanzerHQ repeat the trick here? Panther moving forwards, there we go. Panther first off, there you go. Hey, mortar wiped again. Another Panther first there, and he's being pushed back. T-34 bounces more shots from the Panther 4, which is roughly halfway to the Destiny 3 here. Field guns pack going up here, shooting at the Panther 4. Both shots bounce, and the pack body shot does not bounce off the T-34s from 6. A continued series of gruesome armor battles here between PanzerHQ and Prabuty. Pioneers could push for less than a field point now. We shall of course have to do that, is what he does. Will he go for another Sturmpanzer and try for Panthers? Will he go for Panzerwerfers? I mean, PanzerHQ certainly has quite a few options to pursue here versus Prabuty. But again, which does he pursue? Which does he decide he wants to slam over his opponent's head? Is another matter entirely. The send MG4 catching the conscripts there. Bit of incentive there by Prabuty. That's when we caught moving with the center tankers, obviously, at the wrong time. That could cost him a lot there. Bombarding the MD-42 Pack 40, hit the T-34 plus gunnings in the clear of the field gun. Mines going off as well here. Prabuty caught in a pretty awkward spot here by PanzerHQ's little raid there. Almost got the T-34 and 6. Looks like it will escape. Field gun crew, though, not so lucky. In fact, could destroy it here. That'd be a pretty good E here for PanzerHQ. There we go. Destroy the field gun. And another T-34 except for Prabuty. No T-35s. Pack 40 with the Panther out in the open. Still no Pinamat machine gun. That's still a bit of a surprise here. He seems to have forgotten about his pioneers up north. There we go. Seems like PanzerHQ suddenly remembered they existed. So, will he go for a Sturmpanzers again? Might be a Panther this time around, but with PanzerHQ, you just can't be too sure here. He could still end up going for the Sturmpanzer, honestly, at this rate. Flares go off the west because they didn't bring up mines from his pioneers. Prabuty, of course, still mining. Thumbs up. Third T-34's arrived. Prabuty back having a total of 3 tanks here versus PanzerHQ 1 tank, or 1 Panzer. Got the T-34 some 6 push back there. No mercy once more displayed here by either side. And he can go for the Panther now. He does go for the Panther. In fact, as soon as he has the resource, that exact very moment he presses the button. As though that was what his entire life was built around. This moment. Calling in that Panther. T-34 flanking up and catching the Pack 4 in a bad spot there. Panther's going to take some time to arrive here for PanzerHQ. Honestly, at this point, he could try and like send the guns after targets. As the T-34 start ahead, could get maybe some wipes here on Prabuty. Then, in fact, but there we go. In fact, the Pack 40 is in a high risk position here, and there's a good chance PanzerHQ wipes the crew and then turns against Prabuty once more. Fourth T-34 from 6 of Prabuty. This is going to evolve into a significant armor battle, isn't it? May not quite be Kursk, but a lot of tanks are going to explode by the end of this video, I think, at this point. Panther 4 reaching the ace level. Panther fast off here on both T-34s close to the front. In fact, all 3 T-34s from 6s had damaged engine before one again got abandoned. He's really having some rubbish luck with it, isn't he? Still push back the Panther 4 here with a Pack 40, which was swiftly recruited here. Didn't bring up infantry quickly on the flank there. Panther has arrived here for PanzerHQ and the German army, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Meanwhile, Prabuty with another T-34 and 6. The T-34 train never stops. It never rests. Panther going in there hard, backed up with the Panther 4. Shots bouncing off the Panther's 80mm of frontal armor. And there we go, takes out one of the T-34s and 6s. Prabuty's situation is definitely turning a bit sour here now. As the Panther advances, almost got the T-34s and 6s. Pack 40s also about to get cleared out. Again, there we go. Technically, PanzerHQ's Pack 40, but you know, details. Pack being grabbed, team got the info 2 wiped out. Panther 4 ace level 26, 27 kills. Pack crew wiped out again. No mercy here from PanzerHQ versus Prabuty. And now Prabuty suddenly is looking in a much worse off position. As PanzerHQ still has a fair amount of infantry, but crucially does enjoy the tank advantage. And without anti-tank guns and poor Constantine there being stuck in the anti-tank in the most horrific manner, you know, Prabuty's going to be in a tough spot here. There we go, destroyed it. The poor Constantine remains stuck in it. Going to be using another mine because, you know, Prabuty's very consistently on his mines, and PanzerHQ is very consistent in not spotting them. Though, of course, he did lose another Pioneer Squad, meaning his armor fleet here is highly reliant on fixing up their own tanks for now, until PanzerHQ can bring the Pioneers to the front line versus Prabuty once more. And there you go, full Grenadier wipe. This is great for Prabuty. This does help, shall I say, slightly equalize things between them. I mean, he's still up against the Panther 480, so there's still a Panther backing it up. But he does have more infantry right now, so there might be hope here. I think Prabuty may want to start investing in some T-35s and some more guardsmen, honestly. We'll of course have to see what Prabuty does here versus PanzerHQ. Got 105 to 259 in the center, constantly met by the Panther 4 ace level. T-Fed up, Panther on the flank here, 1 kill, half 8 veterans 1. Shoots, good hit on the T-Fed force from 6 guardsmen there, covering up the flank here as well. The ace level, 26 kills in the service of the motherland. And up north, he's quartering down mountains again, but this time, PanzerHQ's ready with a minesweeper. Run, comrades, they have a minesweeper, the tools with which to obfuscate the fruits of our labor. What? They're gonna run our mines, you idiot! H5 there for Prabuty. So bring in something with a bit bigger dunnage here versus PanzerHQ's armor. The Panther there at the ready. Note this is the Model 8, which was the second model of Panther. You can tell mostly because it doesn't have the chin of the Model G. Basically something a bit extra armor there to ensure the shots wouldn't bounce into there. But also on the back here, it has this sort of shows a claw-like, you know, exhaust pipe there. Radiator pipe in the back, which was typically also of the Model A Panther. So fun fact there. Also, it still had also the bit down the front there for the driver's slot. That'd be basically removed on the Model G as well. They're removing any, well, most of the weak spots in the front line of the Panther there. Fun fact. Then a shot fired here, advancing Soda infantry. He also finally bought, no, didn't upgrade the Panther for the machine. That's actually the Grenadiers, they're making it look like it. Stupid Grenadiers. 32 kills on the Panther, got shot from the T-34, punched straight from the front llama, mines it off there by the Panther. That looks more unintentional. H5 ramming here, Grenadiers taking some losses here as the conscripts actually. Panther gets a good hit from H5 there, right for the front line of the Panther returns the favour. T-5 gets another shot, T-5 on H5 gets another shot. The Panther is heavily damaged down to the third healthy, forcing PanzerHQ to pull back as Panther. H5 gets the Panther down to half health, in fact roughly a third as well there. Heavy damage here to PanzerHQ's armoured fleet. They will need to repair it up swiftly here before Prabuty exploits this potential weakness in PanzerHQ frontline forces and the center and the fortress. They're holding up most of Prabuty's infantry, forcing them back here. Eventually to gain that machine gun crew on the western fueling seats for the Pioneers. As mine's done. Finally, after 40 minutes, PanzerHQ finally lays down some mines of his own. Another pack photo there for PanzerHQ, though honestly at this point going for Stug I think would also be a really good choice here. Certainly a bit more mobile than the Pack 40. Panthers 1 will do it here for PanzerHQ. The West T-34 was the Pioneers, pushing them back. Also, fun fact about the Panther, they actually removed incredibly slowly in reverse. In fact, only like 1 reverse gear, so like compared to like most of the tanks, like quickly reverse out of like a bad situation, the Panther really couldn't. It was really slow that way. So, fun side note about the Panther. Panther forming out here, and also something you typically don't see in games because, you know, imagine trying to reverse or your Panther just, you know, moved as slow as molasses. There'd be no end to it, so. No fun fact. There you go. H5 down here. Prabuty there, and without a screen there. Got Blitzkrieg here by PanzerHQ. Spotting troops there playing a role there, imagine. So Prabuty is once more in a bit of a tough spot here versus PanzerHQ. Going for another H5 tank destroy. He still needs more infantry. He's got a lot of munitions, but it's struggling now to have the mines find a bit more purchase here versus PanzerHQ. We got 96 to 203. Got between 40 and 5 from the Panzerkampf for the Ace, 35 kills. Panzer 5 there with veterans who won. Most of the map remains very much favoured for Prabuty. But manpower-wise he's struggling there, and I'm surprised Panzers cannot do more to get back some of those fuel points at the very least here versus Prabuty. Panthering up here, 2 kills on it now. More shots fired here, more shots whiffing. H5 almost done. T-34 from 6 still need repairs here for Prabuty once more. Back hit reinforcing healing for PanzerHQ. Eastern mission being seized by the Pioneer. More mines being spotted and swept away. H5 wants to be running ahead here based off the T-34 chassis. Mine goes off there, killing some of the Grenadiers. There we go, Panther push back. Panther flanking conscripts, getting a good kill there. We got 41 kills on it. Panther falling back. Armored car disengaged. Well, they're near ace level actually. He's been in fight for quite some time and still hasn't reached the ace level. That's kind of impressive in a slightly roundabout way. His front land's good in the Panther 5 here. Slowly approaching on that Panzerkampfwagen 5. HQ5 diving back. T-34 moving ahead here for the glory of the Red Army. Comrade Stalin ready to shatter the fascist front lines apart. Panther 4, they almost fixed up here. Ready to defend the Reich. U-42, they're slowly approaching Veteran Fleet again. Just with a fresh crew, obviously. Needs out their pioneers basically with Eastern fuel point. Pack 40 there, now got to go here on the issue 5. Prabuty also feels like he's focusing too much in the center again. He's kind of looking at the flanks once more versus PanzerHQ. Attacking across a narrow front, which in this case also works out better for PanzerHQ. We got a Katyusha rocket launcher for Prabuty. I mean, not a bad idea. Some rocket artillery could do work here against PanzerHQ, but like more tanks or just more infantry could also do the trick here. So it's definitely not without risks here, I think, for Prabuty to go for the Katyusha now, but on the other hand, it could do some heavy damage to PanzerHQ, which is also certainly a bit focused on the center, but I'd say crucially does play a bit more around on the map compared to Prabuty at this stage of the fight. Keep everything yourself prepared. East side, they got the pioneers done. Any mines? The answer to that seems to be 9. If the East Court lane or repairing the T-34. Quickly eviscerate, they fall back, and there you go. T-34 repairing Panther 4, Panther moving in, there we go. Panther 4 bounces the Panther, does not issue fire the firing way. The veterans one gain, good hit on the Panther, punches through the front llama, contras the Grenadiers here. Pack 40 moving in as well there, 4 PanzerHQ, and we got the Katyusha firing off a barrage here. Where's he hoping to hit here, and he's firing around the center, hoping to get lucky, hoping to catch the Grenadiers as they retreat here. Could he get that volley in there? Could he get those wipes? Could he cripple PanzerHQ? Wow, that was like spectacularly lucky. I mean, the rockets were almost there, but you know, just were not quite enough on mark attack to kill anything. That was really close. Still, it does force PanzerHQ to fall a bit back here, allowing Prabuty to make another advance. But the Western Victory Point sees we got Sandbags down here, plus of course some S-mines still. Eastern Fuel or Victory Point is open here. Machine crew almost being wiped up. Panther 4 there, or Panther 5 pushing back the T-34 6. Veteran 2 adding the Panther, adding the Schutzen. Mark target on as well here. Prabuty wants to keep, I think, PanzerHQ's Panther there, hesitant and in reserve for some time here. It should have found the coming to line from the Pack 40 once more. We got some engineers creeping on the Western Victory Point there, but that will support that gunner struggle there as well. In the center, counter-rushing forwards here for Prabuty. PanzerHQ falling back there. Panther 4, Panther 5. He needed some very, very light repairs. H5 rolling head here for Prabuty. Shoots up. Good hit on the Panther 4 here. 41 kills. Panther returns the favor. Still a bit marked here. H5 shoots. Misses this time around. What will Prabuty do next? Guardsman maybe? I mean, more guardsmen run, I think, do a lot of work for him. Versus both the infantry. But he really like pressure some of the tanks here under PanzerHQ's command. So I think, you know, he needs to, like, you know, consider something there instead of just flooding manpower and munitions. Otherwise, just laying down a lot more mines could be a good as well. The H5 game message to the Panther 4 down to half health. In the west, T-Fin forming up here, leading the way for the Pirate, and needs to seize the western make point away from PanzerHQ. In the center, the Panther dives forwards here. Almost got the H5 here. Will we be seeing a blitzkrieg maneuver here to maybe finish it off here? Nope. Almost got it. I think he just stopped up and used the spotting scope to probably landed a hit there. Instead, he kind of did the debate there overall. There we got 95 to 120. It's pretty close now in terms of victory points. I mean, Prabuty's had a significant victory point lead for a good chunk of the map, but as the match has gone on, PanzerHQ has been able to exploit, I think, some of Prabuty's mistakes fairly well and slow turn the game a bit more in his favor once more. Machine being happy to have the Katyushas. More Katyusha fire here. T-Fed for rolling out there for Prabuty. Half-track here for PanzerHQ at this point is an interesting choice there. I wonder what he's playing with the 251 half-track here. Perhaps reinforce the troops to the front line. I mean, that would be handy. Perhaps he's planning to mechanize some of his troops. That'd be pretty cool. As for Prabuty, there's a continued floating of resources. He might plan to fire more on T-35. We'll have to see here. I still think we do more infantry. All the way, half-track is almost done for PanzerHQ and the 16th Panzer Grenadier Division. Good on the T-34 there, by the Pack 40, there you go. Midler Schützen Panzerwagen out of PanzerHQ. Grenadiers holding the line, however, fraught with peril it is here for PanzerHQ for now at least. He's short on infantry himself. Then the west side, we got the Panther moving in there. Half tank moving up. At least slightly moving up. HQ5 number 2 on the way for Prabuty. Clearly highlighting a concern about in particular the Panther here. Good hit from the Panther and T-54 from 6. Almost halfway there to eventually feel the HQ5 lands. Good hit down the Panther. Got marked target again here. Panther at half health. Got the T-54 from 6. Leaving Prabuty once more shot on tanks. In the west side here, Panther 4 self-repairing. Thumbs up. Having probably cleared out some more mines on his own. Second HQ5, they're almost done here for Prabuty. Half track is close to the front line now, acting as a fort reinforcement point. He's showing he doesn't have to spend time moving his troops back and forth between the front and the base too much. So thumbs up to PanzerHQ. We got basically feeling the MD42 team here. Going for the western victory point again. Panther 4 there, spotted by the HQ5, suffers damage. Panther 4 there, and Panther need repairs. Not getting repairs here, mostly from their own crew. Good hit from the HQ5 on the Panther 4. Coming into the Pack 40. Good hit there. There's the Guardsman. Then the HQ5, Panther moving ahead. Buttoning up the Panther. Good shot there. Got him to turn the HQ5. Diving ahead here for Deutschland with his Panzerwaffe, but yeah, the Panther is just getting absolutely focused down. He's being buttoned up as well here. Easy target with the tank destroyers and costs, and the Panther still the 2 Panther 4s. Will PanzerHQ go for a killing blow here? Will he back off? He backs off. He's still feeling like he's got a good control of the situation. Wouldn't want to risk it versus the HQ5s. More Guardsmen finally running for Prabuty. I think he should have gone for some sooner, honestly. HQ5 himself prepared. Other moving in front. Force, we got 88 versus 63 here. Situation for Prabuty is definitely looking very less than great for him. Pulling back the Panther 4s here. Can also do some self-repairs from them as well. Of course, also using the pack half to support troops in the advance. You can grab weapons at the front line and reinforce at the same time. Thumbs up there again. There's a lot of utility to a 250 and a half track at the front line. So again, good work though. PanzerHQ going for one. Makes it much harder for Prabuty, like just say bum rush the points now. And gives him some extra durability that is, I think, sorely needed at this point. We got another Panther for PanzerHQ. No more Panthers for him. Constance being absolutely obliterated. Fine before being retreated here. We got 88 versus 31. The situation for Prabuty is looking pretty rough here. Machine reinforcing alongside the half tech or not. The guards will not get wiped out here, but all the machine gun fire being directed in their general direction. Almost got the guards there. Could use fire again. Here, rock kick screaming all over the place, knocking up more craters. Then he's being absolutely molten down to 2 men on one of the squads here. HQ5 is backing off. They do not want to get Panther faster than bum rushed by German armor. And that's exactly what happens here. Guards on the flank alongside the conscripts could prevent a bum rush here, maybe. Maybe, unless the Panther balls cause obliterate the guards from the conscripts first. And the HQ5 still dealing with the pack is still dealing with the HQ5 here. Mark Tyler again gets in trouble here. Panther 4s and the other HQ5 now connected, just pushing in with the Blitzkrieg. Almost got one of the Panther 4s, but there you go. HQ5 down, leaving just for the ace. HQ5 pack 40 though is wiped out. Half tech backed off there a bit. Panther 4 being buttoned up here. He's still trying though, but he's taking a lot of damage from the ace. HQ5 there. Guardsman there being crushed, even as to prevent the Panther 4 moving in there. Go take out the ace Panther 4. We got 88 versus 11. More Panther 4s on the move here. Gonna look good for deep flank. I'm making the other Panther 4 being fixed up. Half tech in reserve here. We got 9 versus 88. Almost got the HQ5 shot. Bounces off the HQ5's frontal armor. We got 7 points left here for Prabuty. Panther 4, they're dying up. We got an anti-tank grenade up. That's not going to stop the Panther 4. It won't save the HQ5. Pop goes the weasel. Guard squad almost wiped out here. We got 4 points left here. 3. And 2. 1 and GG. A loss here for Prabuty. Victory for PanzerHQ. A fierce fight that's only lasted for quite some time there. I do feel like the match could have been a handle it, focus more on the flanks, particularly Prabuty as the match went on. I think there's a tendency for both sides to focus on the center too much, not enough action on the flanks. Prabuty got to use his resources, I think, a bit more efficiently. I think there's some room there for some improved tactics. I also think some smoke on both sides could have done some good work as well. But either way, hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Link saying cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.